Rumors about certain Japanese vehicles coming back from the dead just warms my heart during the holiday season. And dreaming about the return of the Lexus IS F, the Toyota MR2, and the Honda S2000 are just that, they're dreams. But if you believe in Santa, Christmas miracles can come true, and today we're going to talk about all the rumors circulating about the Honda S2000 and its return to glory. Welcome back, Lexurious Fleet. My name is Kirk. I talk about Japanese and Korean autos, and if you're excited about anything Honda S2K related, please make sure to smash the like button. Subscribe to hear more as this story circulates and develops, and let's get into it. Out of all places, this rumor starts over at Forbes, and the artist, or I should say writer, journalist, words are hard this early in the morning, but Peter Lyon, he's no slouch when it comes to Japanese vehicles. Here's his resume. It's absolutely fantastic. It's not a real resume, but it's just a little background of his credibility when it comes to Japanese vehicles. Like, this guy's an OG when it comes to just legendary reporting on cars from Japan. And since it's coming from such a reputable source, I think this rumor needs to be considered to be very, very possible. It could be happening. All right. What could be happening? Let's get into it. According to a source close to Honda, the brand's marketing gurus are seriously considering the launch of the next S2000. It would be surfacing to celebrate the coupe's 25th anniversary in 2024, right? Because it came out in 1999, but it will have a lot more power. Well, you would think 25 years later, it would have more power, and we'll get into that. And at the Tokyo Auto Salon, Honda showed off a prototype of potentially a next S2000. They teased the S2000 20th anniversary concept made from carbon fiber. It looked super similar to the S2000 that we know and love. And that's an amazing, amazing homage to the legendary looks and feel of the original car. They're saying body proportions for the next S2000 will apparently remain similar to the original model, thank God, but the slimmer headlights and more aluminum and carbon fiber will be used to keep the construction weight down to below 3,000 pounds. The closer you can get to the flighty MX-5 and weight, the better off you are, but keep in mind, it's not going to have 180 some horsepower like the MX-5 does. If the Civic Type R rings a bell, which of course it does, you're watching a video on the S2000. Well, imagine the Civic Type R's power plant, that turbocharged 4-cylinder, 2-liter, thrown into an S2000. Yes, it would have over 300 horsepower, about 300 pound-feet of torque is what they're saying, possibly even more because the rumors of one source say 350 horsepower. That would be astronomical. But we have some roadblocks here. Honda doesn't have a rear-wheel drive platform. Would they develop a rear-wheel drive platform just for the S2000 to make a return? If you look at Toyota, they've teamed up with Subaru for the BRZ and the Toyota 86. They're sharing a platform there. If you look at Toyota Supra, they're sharing a platform with BMW in Austria with the Zs. And yeah, everyone has their own opinion about that. But what if I told you that Gundam could be playing a role here? Yeah, I'm wearing the Gundam shirt, hashtag Gundam. GM and Honda's not a merger, it's not a merger, but agreement, memorandum of understanding that they signed, really no strings attached other than them just saying, hey, we're going to share platforms, technologies, etc. going forward. And we know Cadillac uses a rear-wheel drive platform for many of their cars. It's possible that the S2000 could be a Cadillac in Honda S2000 clothing. I feel like that's the most logical way for Honda to bring it here without costing too much for them in really uncertain times, because we're going to look at the Honda sales numbers in North America here in just a second. So in order to cut costs and bring the S2000 back, I think the most logical choice would be to share GM's rear-wheel drive platforms. As much as that sounds like a complete nightmare, which it could be, but if we can get the Civic Type R's engine inside of that Cadillac rear-wheel drive platform, I think that's something we would settle with, having the return of the S2000. It's not the 90s anymore. It's not the late 80s where the Japanese automakers were doing everything themselves and just coming out with amazing vehicles with Skylines and MR2s, and you guys know. Now here's another wrench into the situation. We know GM is building electric vehicles for Honda. What if they have a fully electric S2000? I know that kind of is sacrilege because the S2000 is essentially a road legal race car with a sky-high redline limiter. So you can count out a naturally aspirated engine at all costs at this point, sadly. And that's what gave the S2000 so much character, so much excitement when that VTEC kicked in, yo. But whether it's fully electric, built fully by GM, or half GM, with, you know, the Type R's engine in there, the return of the S2000 in any shape or form is a good thing. Is it sacrilege working with GM in some shape or form? But how much, if at all, we don't know how much GM would be involved with this S2000 comeback. But guys, I'll see you in the comments. There's a lot of things you can speculate about this, but the takeaway is that the S2000, it's exciting that there's possibly some people close to Honda that are telling journalists that this car is real, and it could be coming for the 25th anniversary in 2024. And that's eerily close to when Honda and GM plan to come out with a couple EVs together. Time will tell. Like I said, I'll see you in the comments. Smash a like button for the Honda S2000. Rest in peace if you never come back. Christmas miracles do exist, and we're going to go on. We're going to take a look at the Honda sales numbers for November, and then also take a look how that affects the entire year of 2020. It's not looking super hot right now. Over at the Honda newsroom, American Honda, this is total Honda and Acura together. They sold 102,000 units for the month of November, which is down almost 25%, 23.4%. That's incredible. Cars are taking a big hit, down almost 27%, and trucks taking a big hit, which is not that expected because everything's SUVs, right? Well, their hit isn't as bad as the cars, but it's still getting whomped in this year of the Rona. Now, surprisingly, Acura here, guys. Acura is kind of carrying the Honda end of things just a little bit. They're doing significantly better, just down 18% compared to Honda's 24%. Now, they sell just a sprinkle compared to Honda, but it's good to see Acura not struggling as much during these crazy times. We're going to be looking at this column, which is saying November of this year compared to November of last year. And if you just look down this line, every single thing is pretty much negative substantially. The RLX and the RL is positive, but guys, it's 81 units over 80, and that car is canceled. Rest in peace, Honda Legend, Acura Legend. Who knows if we'll ever see the Legend return? Who knows if we'll ever see a successor like the RLX return? But yeah, so take that number out. If you look at actual volume selling vehicles, they're all getting smoked. Gotta be a gut wrench if you're in corporate Honda right now. But it's not just Honda. We know this is affecting everyone, but we'll talk about Mazda more than likely tomorrow, and you'll see that they're weathering this a lot better than a lot of other manufacturers. If we jump over year to year change on this far right column, things look just as bleak as they did from November to November. So November was particularly rough on them because if you look at Honda division total, minus 24% on November compared to last November. If you look at the year to date, it's minus 18%. So really, really rough November for the Honda division. When you look at the Acura division, still a rough November, down 18%, but year over year, they're down 14%, not as bad as the month to month. So I'm done covering the sad news. We're going to finish with some exciting or just some smile-raising Honda news. Over at New Atlas, Honda boosts the 2021 CRF 300L with bigger engine and new rally version. We've had the CRF 250L, but they've needed to make the engine a little bit larger. They're really just taking it from the CB 300s single cylinder engine. So, and we saw something similar recently when Yamaha increased the displacement of the MT09 just a few cc's to meet emissions regulations in Europe. It gave us more power and torque. The same thing is happening to this little Honda Dual Sport, and it's both of the standard version and the Dakar Rally version. So pretty darn cool that we're getting about 18% more torque and a couple more ponies out of it. It has a taller 6 gears, so it's a little bit better fuel economy on the highway, as well as a slightly higher top speed, about in the mid 80s. It also is a little bit higher off the ground, which I thought was pretty cool. So you have a little bit more ground clearance with it. And if I were to get one, I might consider getting the Rally one. It's a little bit more plastic. It has a windscreen, so it's a little bit better for highway use. It's definitely more well-rounded. But the big thing is that it has about an extra gallon tank of gas. So that would get you an extra 50 miles of range. So definitely a lot more usable than the standard one, but both of them would be great, either first bike options or second bike options or third bike options. Heck, you could even swap out the tires and put on some street tires for some supermoto action. And we still don't know if it's going to be increase in displacement for America. We would assume so. They increased the displacement for Southeast Asia as well as Europe. We don't have an official announcement on the United States, but I would say we're 99% sure to get the larger displacement and the upgrades, like the slipper clutch, which I failed to mention. So it has a slipper clutch now too, which is pretty cool. So guys, I'll see you in the comments. Some exciting news. Honda S2000. Can't come soon enough. 2024, hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm a man of wishful thinking. And I'll never let legends like the MR2 or the S2000 or the ISF, I'll never let them die. I'll always hold out hope. Always. I mean, the Supra came back, even though it's not exactly what we want. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. All right, guys, I'll see you in the comments. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.